This short movie is about how I prepared and packed my 2018 Goldwing DCT for a round-trip 10,000 mile trip to Alaska and back. So we'll start by just talking about what I've done actually to the bike itself. The work I've done on the bike, both tires are brand new. I've also changed the oil. I'm using AMSOIL 30 weight with both new filters. I've also changed the spark plugs. I've drained and replaced the antifreeze in the radiator. And I put on a wing stuff. I'm going to get down here and show you the wing stuff. Belly plate. This is the belly plate right here. Wing stuff again. I believe it is what's easy to put on, and I believe rugged enough to take any minor hits to the undercarriage. If it bangs up that one, I'm in serious trouble anyway. So that's the wing stuff belly plate. Also, neither of the new tires were spin balanced. I have Centronic wheel balancing both fore and aft, so there is no external balancing on these wheels on either one of them. And after the trip, it's going to be interesting to see how the tires held up with the Centronic wheel balancing. Also, the brakes both fore and aft have recently been changed as well, so that's been completed. Now we'll go into each saddlebag as to how each saddlebag is packed and what's consisted of. So this is the left side saddlebag. I'm opening it up. You can see it's compactly full. This is a chest mount GoPro attachment that I use when I want to be hands-free with my GoPro. In this box here, this is a quick battery. You can start your bike if your battery went dead. This is a quick shot to get there. It was loaned to me by a good friend from my trip. Here I got a flashlight. This here is my DJI drone. It's an Air 2. It's really a compact unit. I'm going to be taking it. I can't fly in Canada, as it turns out. They don't allow non-nationals to fly drones unless you have very special permits, which I don't plan on getting. This attachment, this box here, contains various assortments for my GoPro, and I have on each saddlebag, you can see it here, I have a 1 gallon container of gasoline on each side, so I'm carrying 2 extra gallons of gas just in case up there in Canada or Alaska I need gas and there's no gas stations. So this is the left side. Now we'll go to the right saddlebag, explain what I have in there and how it's packed. This one has a little more stuff in it, smaller items. Of course, you got to have your duct tape. In here is a portable tire pump that I highly recommend. It's digital. It will very conveniently keep your tires where you'd want them at in terms of pressure. It probably can blow up any number of tires on a single charge. It is a USB chargeable device. Here I have some bear spray. Hopefully I don't have to use that, but I'm planning for the worst and wishing for the best. So that's bear spray. Again, here is road flares that I'm taking along as a precautionary in case I need them for whatever reason. This is a neat device. This is what's called a life straw. It will filter out water. You know, you're supposedly be able to drink water out of a mud puddle with this guy. Again, I hope I don't have to do that, but I have that just as a precautionary. Then I have a tire repair kit, tire plug kit. Here I have an assortment of tools that I would need for the bike in case I need to do any kind of work with it. I'm carrying along a bottle of octane booster, not knowing what kind of gas that will be available along the way. Hopefully I won't need this, but in case I have some 85 octane somewhere, I can put this in there and possibly prevent knocks on my motor. And as with the other side, here's that 1 gallon of gas in case of an emergency. And that's the left side. Let's see what else I got up here. Okay, I do have some line that I don't know what I use it for, but I thought it'd be a good idea just to bring it along. This is a digital VOM volt ohm meter in case I need to do any electrical troubleshooting. Very familiar with electronics, so I'll be able to use this if I absolutely need to. So that is the right side saddlebag and what's inside of it. From a helmet perspective, I ride with a Schumberth modular helmet. I have it equipped with a Cardo Pack Talk Bold, and I'm carrying along 2 extra face shields for different types of climates. All my face shields, and including my windshield, I have treated with Rain X for plastic. It does a pretty good job of having the rain just blow off. Now I've tried different seating arrangements, beads. I've got the seat modified with a fellow over there in Texas that helped. But my favorite long distance seat is the Airhawk. As you see it right there, just a little bit of air in it. It goes a long ways. That's my preferred long distance seat. I use CarPlay. It's wired in. Right now Honda does not have a wireless, so I have it wired in. Here is the wire arrangement. I put on a little switch right here. Basically, if the CarPlay doesn't start, it's easy enough matter just to hit the switch, turn it back on again, and that's enough to reset the CarPlay. I found that to be handy. That's one of the issues that Honda has to solve, is basically having CarPlay come up whenever it's connected. Sometimes it doesn't, and I use that little switch to get around that. It'd be great if Honda had a wireless CarPlay. Anyway, from a navigation point of view, I use the Honda internal GPS system. I find it to be a great GPS system. I know there's a lot of people out there that use ones on their handlebars, but I have no complaints on the internal. What I use to set the plan is Rever. As it turns out, in digging into the trip planners, Honda's trip planner is no longer supported by Honda. In fact, they recommend you to use the Rever, R-E-V-E-R. I do use Rever, and I find that to be a very good trip planner, and I'm using it on the Alaska trip. So that's my electronics. Now, as it turns out, with my Cardo unit, I I know how to connect a Cardo to a Sena unit or any other type of communication system. So I can go between Cardo, Sena, or any other devices. If people along the way I bump into and want to ride with me and they want to communicate with me, I can hook this up. Now that the bike itself has been maintained and ready to go, I want to talk a little bit about how I packed it. This bike is ready to go with the exception of I'm going to put a little bungee thing over that portable seat, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But the bike is fully loaded. Now what I've done is I've taken off the bike backrest here because I don't want to take it along just to have it with me. My packing here will give me my back support. Now what's inside this bag is warm weather and light rain gear. You have to appreciate on this trip, I'm probably going to be seeing temperatures in the 30s all the way up into the hundreds. So I have to take enough dress, if you will, to be able to deal with each of the climate changes. So in here is warm weather gear, if you will, along with intermediate rain gear. Now down here, that is my heavy rain gear. That is a full suit. You will stay dry in that bad boy. This here is a bike cover, and I'm going to demonstrate that in a minute as to why that's going to be important. This little device here is quite cool. It's a portable little chair or bench, if you will. Let me demonstrate it to you. Twist and pull, and it becomes that nice little bench. And so what I do is, if I need a place to sit, I open that guy up, lean against my bike, and I have been known to go to sleep on this thing in this position. So it's a nice handy tool for about 30 to 50 bucks to have along in case you can't find a place to sit. Now in this top bag is my cold weather gear. I won't need it on the first part of this trip, so this bag stays on the bike when I go to a hotel. When I do get up into the cold country, if I need to, I'll swap out this colder gear, clothing out of the bag, and we'll put warm weather gear in here, and then we'll have the cold weather gear accessible. Now inside the trunk is a very light rain jacket, sneakers, and this is the only bag right now that when I go to a hotel, all I'm going to do is take that bag. In there I have my computer, one change of clothes, toilet articles. About only thing I'd need for an overnight stay is in that bag, and makes it very convenient. So what happens to the rest of the stuff? Well, the rest of the stuff is going to stay on the bike, and I'm going to demonstrate how that's going to happen, and it's going to be using the bike cover to close up everything where nothing is noticeable. So bear with me. I'm going to shut off the camera here for a minute and rotate a few things, and I'll be back on. As you can see, I've rotated that clothing bag. By the way, that clothing bag is 100% waterproof. I really love it. You can be in the heaviest of rain and not have your clothes wet. Also, I failed to point out, I'm taking along, of course, my little device that I invented, this spot. I've invented that in prior life here. So what I'm going to do now, this is how it will look. I got the cover down here, and I'm going to put the cover on, and you'll see that nothing is visibly exposed. If by chance someone wanted that stuff, there's nothing valuable in there. It's just clothing that I can easily replace. The valuable stuff will be going into the hotel with me with that bag in the back. So I'm going to put the cover on now, and you'll see what that looks like. There you have it. The cover is on. Both those bags I just talked about are underneath the cover. Unless someone saw me put those bags there, you wouldn't know they're there. So I'm very pleased with how this looks. And by the way, that push comes to shove, that cover there can be used for a waterproof tent if I need to. I don't plan to do that, but in an emergency I could convert that into a tent. Really nice feature. So there you have it. I'm all packed up, and I will be leaving on my solo adventure to Alaska, roughly 4,200 miles one way to Fairbanks. And depending upon mind, body, and bike, those three factors will determine how far I go and will I make it. So right now, all those three are in good shape, and I'm expecting a very memorable ride for the next few weeks. I will be making videos and drone videos as well of my entire trip and document it. Should be an adventure. Talk to you later. Bye.